What happens when a quiet lunch turns into a moment that sparks a city-wide conversation? For Barron Trump, it started with a hat and ended with an unforgettable lesson in resilience and grace. Before we dive deeper into this shocking story, comment below where you're watching from today. And if you value stories about resilience and standing up for what's right, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more heartfelt narratives. The sun hung high over Los Angeles, casting long golden shadows along the bustling streets. It was the kind of day that made people linger, savoring coffee a little longer, strolling through parks, and enjoying the rare, quiet moments the city occasionally offered. Barron Trump, now in his late teens, had spent the morning quietly. A run through the park, an hour with his favourite book, and now, lunch. He chose La Raza, a chic upscale restaurant known for its exclusivity and flawless service. It wasn't his first time there. He liked the calm ambiance, the polite staff, the way the world seemed to slow down once you stepped inside. But today would be different. Not because of the food, not because of the service, but because of a simple red hat perched casually on his head, the iconic MAGA cap. The hostess greeted him with a smile, barely glancing at the hat. Barron found a quiet corner table, ordered a grilled chicken salad and sparkling water, then settled in with his book. The hum of conversation and the clink of silverware created a soothing backdrop. But peace was short-lived. Halfway through his salad, a man in a crisp navy blue suit approached. His name tag read, Daniel, Manager. His polite smile didn't reach his eyes. "Excuse me, sir," Daniel began, his voice tight. "I'm afraid I'll have to ask you to remove your hat. We maintain a politically neutral environment here." Barron looked up, surprised but calm. He closed his book, placed it neatly beside his plate, and met the manager's gaze. "I understand," Barron said, voice steady, "but I'm just here for lunch, not to make a statement. Is the hat really causing a problem?" Daniel hesitated, sensing the room's attention shifting toward them. Nearby diners exchanged glances, some curious, others clearly uncomfortable. "It's our policy," the manager reiterated. "We appreciate your cooperation." Barron nodded slowly. "Fair enough." Without another word, he stood, left a generous tip beside his unfinished plate, and walked out. The red hat stayed firmly on his head. Outside, the city buzzed as usual. Cars honking, street musicians strumming guitars, tourists snapping photos of palm-lined boulevards. Barron paused on the sidewalk, exhaling slowly. He wasn't angry, just disappointed. Not in the restaurant, not even in the manager, but in how easily differences could spark division. As he walked down the street, he passed a food truck line where a homeless veteran stood counting coins for a sandwich. Without hesitation, Barron stepped forward, paid for the man's meal, and quietly moved on. It was a small act, a reminder that kindness didn't wear political colours. The incident might have ended there, a minor inconvenience, quickly forgotten. But someone had filmed the exchange, and by evening, the video flooded social media. Teen kicked out of restaurant for wearing a MAGA hat. Reactions exploded. Some defended the restaurant's policy, others condemned it as intolerance. Amid the noise, Barron's own post stood out. "Respect goes both ways. I'm not angry, just disappointed. We can disagree without shutting each other out. Let's start showing the tolerance we all preach." The next day, something extraordinary happened. Barron partnered with a local charity and organised a unity lunch right across the street from La Raza. Food trucks lined the sidewalk, offering free meals to anyone who came. No labels, no judgments, just people sharing a meal. Hundreds showed up. Students, professionals, families, even some who had been at La Raza the day before. They sat together on picnic tables under fluttering banners that read, "Different views, shared humanity." Daniel, the restaurant manager, watched from across the street, arms crossed, expression Unreadable. But as the crowd grew and laughter filled the air, his stance softened. Finally, he crossed the street and approached Barron. "I didn't expect this," Daniel admitted, gesturing at the bustling scene. "You could have walked away angry. Instead, you did this." Barron smiled. "Anger changes nothing. Understanding does." They shook hands. No cameras, no stage photo op. Just two people choosing connection over conflict. By the end of the day, La Raza announced a new monthly event. Community Table Night, a dinner series focused on open dialogue and shared meals. The first guest speaker, Barron Trump. As the sun set and the crowd thinned, Barron stood quietly, watching volunteers pack up tables and fold banners. He thought about the hat, how something so simple had sparked such a reaction, and smiled. "Change doesn't start with anger," he murmured to himself. "It starts with understanding. One conversation, one meal, one moment at a time." If this story inspired you, share it with someone who believes in the power of dignity and respect. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more powerful stories that remind us why standing tall matters, even when the world tries to pull you down.